Hey gang, I'm Will.
And Chase is who I am.
You have to lead in with the That's Just WAC.
Why do I have to do that?
Because that's how we've done it in the past 3 times we've done this intro.
Well, So, today we have a gaming video. Today we're actually starting off our Pokemon Black 2 Marklocke. Now, you might be familiar with the concept of a Pokemon Nuzlocke. Will, do you care to recap the viewers at home who may not know what a Nuzlocke is?
I would certainly love to, because I've done so many Nuzlockes in my life.
You are very good at them. You've completed many, and you're probably the best Nuzlocker on the planet.
A Nuzlocke is when you play a game of Pokemon, and you can only have one encounter per area.
Yep.
And if a Pokemon faints, they die, and you kick them off a team and release them back into the wild. And you cannot have a Pokemon of a higher level on your team than a gym leader's ace.
Right. Now, that's not one of the official rules of a Pokemon Nuzlocke, at least not in base form, but it's a fairly standard one to make the game more challenging, because otherwise you could just level up to Oblivion and easily clear any battle by having much higher level Pokemon. The final general rule is that just any Pokemon you catch must be nicknamed.
Of course.
Now, I didn't introduce this as a Pokemon Black 2 Nuzlocke, did I?
This is a Pokemon Black 2 Marklocke.
Now, there's a little bit of a change there. What makes this a Marklocke? What does that mean?
Well, if you are not aware, the famous YouTuber Mr. Markiplier released a video about a year ago. I believe it was February 23rd, 2022.
So it was 12th.
Was it the 12th? It was February 2022. And the video is simply Pokemon Smash or Pass, where Markiplier proceeded to say if he would smash or pass every Pokemon in existence.
Now, he did this back in 2022,
Yes.
right before Pokemon Legends Arceus released. We know that Markiplier had some Pokemon he would smash, and we know he had some Pokemon he wouldn't smash. So, our rule, the extra rule for this game to make it a Marklocke compared to any other normal Nuzlocke, is going to be that we are only allowed to use Pokemon that Markiplier would smash. Now, to augment this and make sure it's a more playable experience, we've made a few changes rather than just exactly the Pokemon he would smash. We are allowing ourselves to use any Pokemon that Markiplier smashed and any of their pre-evolutions. So, Markiplier smashed the Pokemon Unpheasant, which is the normal flying type that is introduced at the early game in Pokemon Black and White. But he did not smash either of its pre-evolutions, Pidove or Tranquil. However, for the sake of the Marklocke, we are allowing ourselves to use the pre-evolutions of anything that he would smash. However, we are not allowing any evolutions if he did not smash the evolution. So the Generation 2 Pokemon Misdreavus, he did smash, but its evolution in Gen 4, Mismagius, he did not. So we would be able to use a Misdreavus, but not a Mismagius.
Correct.
So, if you need to know the scope of everything Markiplier would and wouldn't smash, you can go watch that video for yourself, but we've got a list of what we are able to use in this game ready to go for us, so we'll be able to use that to help us determine what we can and can't use. Now, one of the biggest issues is that Markiplier did not smash any Gen 5 starters.
Nope.
Which means we can't use any of them. So this pick right here is going to be... Oh, what's this?
A Torchic.
Now, Torchic's not normally one of the starters. If we look at it, that looks like a pig, but this is a Torchic.
Well, it looks like a Tepig.
Tepig, specifically. So, the first change we've made to this game to make it a completable Marklocke is that we took the one starter as of Generation 5 that Markiplier would smash, which was Blaziken, and we were able to replace Tepig with Torchic in the game. Now, none of the rest of the game has been edited, so we will be playing a basic playthrough of Pokemon Black 2, but with a Torchic instead of a Tepig.
Yes.
Now, first rule is that we do have to nickname every Pokemon. We have our Torchic right here. Will, what do you think?
Well, we have a male, so let's dig deep into the Markiplier lore.
Okay.
Doesn't have a notable mustache to be Wilfred.
It's not a dark type, so I'm not thinking Darkiplier.
No.
Do we start off with, well, pre-Darkiplier? Do we want to hit him with Damien? Damien. All right. Now, not all of our nicknames are going to be Markiplier characters in the lore. That'll just be a good starting point for some of our encounters. But we might pull in friends of Mark, or his editor, Lixian, might be one of our encounters, just to have a little bit of fun with it. And all of them will be Markiplier references, though, just for some fun.
If you haven't caught it yet, we did name the character Mark, and the rival is Cram, which is Mark, backwards.
So, as of right now, we have just gotten our starter. We'll be heading out to the first route after a quick rival battle.
Yep.
Now, we did mention that we will be putting a level cap in front of every gym. I said that this isn't a normal Nuzlocke rule, but one that we're implementing because, well, Mark's not a masochist, right?
I wouldn't call him a masochist. He just likes to know how much his body can handle.
Right. He likes a challenge. He likes to push himself. Yeah. So we're going to be pushing ourselves. So for every gym, there's going to be a level cap. For the first gym, the highest level the trainer has, which is Sharon, is a level 13 Lillipup, meaning that none of our Pokemon can be higher than level 13 going into that battle. Now, right off here, we have our first battle with our rival. He's got an Oshawott, level 5.
This was back in the day of when your rival chose the
starter that was better than yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got rid of that. Well, Gen 6 had like 4 rivals, but and that's doing a lot of damage.
And one of them was bound to have the better one, obviously.
Right. So back then you had Serena, but as of Gen 7 with Hal, you started falling apart on being able to... Oh, sweet, a crit.
Let's go!
All right, so with that, we should be able to take this Oshawott down, get the experience, which will be great for us. Oh, he's tail whipping again. He's at the point where he could one-shot us right now because he was dealing 5 earlier, but that doesn't matter. We are out of here.
Ka-chow.
And level up. Perfect. Don't want to be going into the start of this game under leveled. We'll have to take a look at what our Torchic, our Damien here has ready to go. But, so yeah, that kicks us off. After the first gym, however, we are going to switch players. Right now, the controller is in my hand, and I'm running us up to the first gym. After I beat Sharon, I'm going to hand it off to Will, and he'll be taking it for the next gym. And we'll basically be flipping back and forth up until we do the final encounter against Champion Iris.
Yes.
If we get that far. But we're going to push ourselves. We're going to do the best we can. So we're going to be trying to, go about, we're going to do our best while sticking within the level limits.
Yeah.
So, Will, to actually be honest, because we were joking around earlier, what experience do you have with Nuzlocks?
This is my first lock.
So, Will's never actually done this very particular Pokemon challenge.
No.
I've played a good few before, but I have a massive problem with starting and stopping projects like this. I actually just across the board do a lot of starting and stopping video games in general. And oftentimes when I come back to a game, it's been a while since I played, I like to restart them. I kind of just like the beginning of games generally, but I have completed a few Nuzlocks, but I am by no means very experienced. So adding on the level cap to this one and greatly limiting the Pokemon we can use will be very intriguing. It'll make this difficult for sure. But luckily we have each other to guide, offer suggestions when things get difficult. Shouldn't be too bad, hopefully.
No.
Now what'll be really interesting about this is if we're limiting ourselves to what Markiplier would smash, that number as of Weird Year was somewhere in the 70s.
Yeah.
Approximately, Pokemon that he would smash. Now, like we said, we're able to use the lines of Pokemon if the fully evolved Pokemon is something he would smash. But that's still not a lot of Pokemon.
Nope.
So we're definitely going to have an issue where sometimes we're going to get to an area and there just won't actually be any encounters we can get.
Yeah.
Because there's no Pokemon that we can catch in that area that Markiplier would say smash to. And right here, Route 19, our first route, our first encounter, there's nothing he would smash.
Nope.
You can come back later and you can fish or go for a surf in the water. No Pokemon there. And the 2 Pokemon you can catch in the grass in this area are Purloin and Patrat. And Markiplier did not say smash to either of those Pokemon or their evolutions. So we are completely out of an encounter for this area. So, whether you want to consider that a failed encounter or what, we have nothing to catch here.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a little surprising, given what we know about the Pokemon Markiplier would smash. I'd assume he would have smashed Liepard, Purloin's evolution, but Mark definitely had some furry avoidance. He didn't want to be branded based upon the way the video went.
Sure.
So I think he was looking at this feline Pokemon and was like, I probably shouldn't.
But then he proceeded to smash some of the most, weird ones.
That's true. I'd be intrigued to see if he made a follow-up video for all of the Pokemon after Weird Ear.
Yeah.
Just again, no context. Go through all of the Legends Arceus and then brand new Gen 9 Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think? Out of the starters in Gen 9, Sprigatito's final evolution, Florigato, Skeledirge, Quaquaval. What do you think he would have smashed?
Shut up, Discord.
Right, yes, tell my Discord to shut up.
I think probably to pass Skeledirge.
Probably.
Which makes me very sad.
I just want to knock out one Pokemon here to get us up to level 7 before we move on.
I think he probably would have avoided smashing Florigato.
Really?
Yeah.
It's got like the typical feminine curves.
Does.
It's got eyes that have that sultry look that really draws Mark in.
I think he would have, however, smashed Quaquaval.
Yeah, he did have an affinity for birds.
Yeah.
Don't know what that was about, but yeah, Quaquaval's kind of out there shaking its booty around. Maybe he would have been thrown off by it, but I think it would have been a yes.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We're up to level 7. We learned Focus Energy. How long does it take before we get Ember in this game? I know that there's one trainer who will be coming up that'll be helpful to have Ember against.
I do, though we're just not reading any dialogue.
I mean, you're Mark from Aspertia City. Here's Alder. He's the former champion. He's been dethroned, and he's now living a life teaching trainers about being a trainer. Which is really funny because he's doing this right outside of Flockacy Town. And there's a trainer school that's opening up in Aspertia City, our hometown. So I don't know why he's running an effective trainer school right outside. Like, it's one route away, but hey, man's got to do what a man's got to do, I guess. What are your thoughts on Alder as the champion from Black and White, but for completing Pokemon Black and White, you don't actually have to fight Alder because he gets dethroned by N right before you get there, and that's it. You don't fight him. You fight N and then you fight Ghetsis to beat the game.
Yeah. I don't remember Black and White or Dad? Father?
We've been passed a note by Dad.
Father.
What did Dad have to tell us? Got potion here.
The Game Pass recordings are limited to 30 minutes intervals. So that will need to be reset along with the camera.
Okay, cool. Well, if we time those well, we'll be fine. And we're back. Dad passed us a message we had to take a moment to read. All you missed in gameplay is I picked up a potion from that guy in that house there. We've done nothing else since then.
Before Dad so rudely interrupted my thoughts.
Honestly, Dad, sit back, be quiet, do your job. He's so assertive sometimes. It's like, he comes in here, makes us sit down and play this game for the entertainment of the masses, and he's telling us what to do?
We're the content machines, and all he does is press the go button. Anyway.
I'd like to get out of here one day. Maybe achieve freedom. Do you think Dad will let us go if we hit 1 million subscribers?
I don't think Dad will let us go until you smash that subscribe button.
True. Help us get to 1 million so that Dad will finally let us go home. I've been here for years. And we just started recording now.
I haven't seen my family in 10 years.
Please help.
Black and White versus Black and White 2. I don't remember these games enough.
Yeah.
I had sort of...
You were in that, like, falling out phase with Pokemon
I
at
was
that time?
falling out of love with Pokemon, and I don't think I ever played Black or White 2.
Okay. Well,
this
might be your first experience with it then. Don't worry, I have pretty encyclopedic knowledge of a lot of different Pokemon games, so I'll be prepared to offer advice and help out as we go along.
I fell back in love with Pokemon around X and Y.
Okay.
So that was like my re-entry into the series.
Yeah.
When the game went 3D for the first time.
Yeah. So I never got on Pokemon up until Platinum. I didn't have a Game Boy Advance or Color as a kid. It's not in that order, but I didn't have one. I started off on the GameCube growing up and played a lot of console games there. And then finally, when I got to about 9 years old, I was finally given a DS. A lot of my friends already had one, and I was told to get into Pokemon. And I got Platinum as one of my first Pokemon games. I actually remember an old friend of mine gifted me a copy of Leaf Green, and someone else gave me a copy of Emerald to play. So I got to go back and play some of those Gen 3 games.
Yeah.
But Platinum is when I got into the series. Eventually I would go on to find out that, Pokemon had released 2 more games, Black and White, and actually Black 2, White 2, I think was the first game I got on launch day. I don't remember because I was still fairly young. I very distinctly remember getting X and Y on launch day because they had a code that if you used in your local GameStop, you could download a Torchic because Mega Evolution was new, and they'd given Torchic a Mega Evolution. So that I was all geared up to do Chespin as my grass starter, get a Torchic, and then knowing that we could get the water type, the Gen 1 starters after the first gym, I was like, oh, cool, and then I'll round it out Blastoise. So that was like the core of my team back in X and Y. So, yeah, say the least, I've played this game before. I've got a good knowledge of it, so we should be good to go. All right, well, now that we have scratched up this Purloin here, we are actually good to go on our first encounter. So this Route 20, actually has 2 different Pokemon we can get. Markiplier said Smash on Levani, and this route has Sewaddle, it's pre-evolution. He also said Smash on Unpheasant, and it has P-Dove, which is Unpheasant's pre-evolution. So we're going to step into the grass and see which one of these we are going to get. If we encounter something that is not those Pokemon, it does not count, and we reset the encounter. Sewaddle. Okay, awesome. So this is going to round out our team very well. Sewaddle is a grass bug type, meaning that it is going to be good against our rival's Oshawott as soon as it gets Razor Leaf. Now that's going to be around level 10 or so. I don't want to risk critting this thing. I think a crit might kill, so I'm just going to throw a couple of Pokeballs and see if we can catch it. Shake it, shake it, shake it. And good. Hey. All right, so this one is female. Let's start thinking of nicknames.
I mean, we already had Damien.
Do we want to just start off with the 2, Damien and Celine?
Yeah.
Is Celine with a C, or is it an S?
It is with a C.
Okay, cool. We have Damien and Celine as the start of our team. We'll branch out into Markiplier, friends, and others, editors, so on and so forth, with some later encounters. But I think it's good to start on that front. Okay, cool. Our Torchic is not terribly damaged, so I'm going to start us off with a little bit of training for it. Let's see what we have for natures. Okay, Impish on Celine is really good.
Yeah.
Up to defense, and this Pokemon is already very defensive. That's really handy. And lowered special attack, we do not care. This thing becomes a physical attacker. It gets X-Scissor, Leaf Blade, Aerial Ace, so we're good. And Swarm powering up Bug-type moves into pinch is going to be important to remember. So if we get down to low HP, Bug-type moves are going to get a significant power buff. And then I haven't looked at Damien yet. Ooh, lowered attack. This thing's special attack is surprisingly high.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's got high IVs. And then speed up is, of course, really good on a Torchic. Why is its special defense so good? Torchic's not a high special defense Pokemon.
Why is it special attack and special defense so good?
Okay, well, if that trend continues, we're probably going to want something more like Flamethrower than a Blaze Kick on this thing. So that's good to remember. Lowered attack, up speed, and then up to defense, lowered special attack. All right, so before we fight this next trainer, we should probably do just a little bit of leveling up, try and get Celine here up until level 4 or 5, just a little bit. There's some items around here. Luckily, we are playing in autumn, so that'll actually give us access to a couple of extra items on this route that can be helpful. You can't get them in autumn because the leaves aren't on the ground, and you can't walk to them. I remember when the first time I played, it was spring, the first time I played through the game, and I see this item sitting on an island, and there's this massive moat on the ground. I'm like, how are we going to get crit, really?
Yeah, really.
All right, let's knock this thing out. We'll need to go heal right after that then. Ha! Crit back. Deal with it. But yeah, I just see this item out there, and I'm like, how do I get that? And in Pokemon Black and White, you had an effect on some areas where snow would change the way you navigated the route, the area, specifically Twist Mountain. So I actually thought it was going to be snow again. It was just a copy and paste of the same thing. Hidden Pokeball right here, handy to have, replace the one we just used. But it wasn't. Obviously, by the time I played in Autumn, I was long past this area. But eventually I would start a new game in Winter and find out, oh, it's not snow. What is it then? And you can't go up here either because there's another item over this way. All right, we have running shoes. I should remember that.
Running shoes.
It's a hidden item. So right here at the end, potion. Yep. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go back and heal now. And just a couple little extra goodies for this route. Though technically that item is in Flockasy Town because it's right across that borderline. I don't know why they decided to do that from a game design perspective. Oh well. So we got one more trainer to fight, and then we'll head over to Flockasy Ranch. My goal is to get Celine up to a good few levels so that we don't have to send in Torchic against the Oshawott.
Yeah.
It'll be in level 8, I believe, meaning it could have access to Water Gun. Now, obviously, our Torchic hasn't learned Ember, so maybe Oshawott learned another move rather than Water Gun, but I don't want to risk it. I'd much rather Celine be level 7 or 8 going in. Its up defense will obviously help when the Oshawott decides to use Tackle, but I don't want to be too low of a level going into that, so we want to make sure we get some levels before then. So in the meantime, while we're doing here some casual grinding, this Sunkern should actually be a pretty easy kill. Sunkern has Absorb at this level. That's going to deal 1 point of damage. Let it be known that Dad likes Sunkern.
Ew.
I don't know why, but I distinctly remember back in the day, I was showing this game off to Dad. Like, the first time I played it, I was right here in this area around Flockasy Town. And I remember Dad was asking me some questions about the game because I was playing it around him. And I was talking about some things you can find in this area. And when I randomly ran into a Sunkern, Dad was like, oh my gosh, Sunkern. I love that guy. I'm like, Dad, what?
Dad's such a loser.
Dad, you're in the room with us right now, right? Right. Yeah, Dad some kind of affinity for Sunkern. I'm not sure whatever caused that. It was back in the days when both of us were doing a lot of Pokemon card collecting. I think it was actually Dad that introduced the concept of Pokemon cards to me in the first place. So, okay, double defense boost, that's helpful. We're halfway to level 5. We'll get to level 5 before we fight this trainer. Then maybe Celine can take it on her own. Okay, we are not fighting this thing with Celine. This is P-Dove, and its first level move is Gust. And that is doubly super effective. So we are not risking anything here. But that is actually an interesting point for our next area, Flockasy Ranch. Because there's a lot of Pokemon you can get there, and not a lot of them, Markiplier said, smashed you.
Yeah.
But there is one, and it's P-Dove.
Yeah.
So it's actually really handy that we got Suwaddle as our first encounter here, because that does mean that we can get P-Dove in Flockasy Ranch, and we'll actually be able to go into the gym with 3 Pokemon. Now, P-Dove has a really interesting ability, Super Luck, which basically doubles its crit chance. And it also gets a good couple of moves that have high crit ratios. It has, I believe, both Air Cutter and Air Slash, which are high crit ratio moves. So this thing can kind of become a crit machine, especially after you get to the 3rd gym city, Castelia. You can get the Scope Lens, which also increases your crit chance. With those 3 things put together, a P-Dove, or by that point, Tranquil Unpheasant, has about a 50% chance to crit. It's extremely high if you stack all that stuff up. If we don't get Super Luck, it's going to have Big Pecs, which stops its defense from being lowered, which is not nearly as good. Handy in the right moment, but not super handy overall. So I'd like to stop running into level 2 pedos because they are not giving us a lot of experience. They're making this process a lot slower. Level 3 Purloin. We're level 4. We can probably take this out. Oh, Will, you started up watching Parks and Rec for the first time recently, yeah?
I did, yeah.
What have been your thoughts? How far have you gotten on the show?
Finishing season 2.
Okay.
I'm making my way through. I, so far, really like the show.
Okay.
It's one of those shows that definitely couldn't be made if anyone approached a producer or series of producers today to try and get made just the content.
Critical hit, let's go. I agree.
No.
Those workplace office comedies have had to constantly shift their bar for what's acceptable content.
I've already seen a couple of episodes. I'm just like, that would not be on rerun today, and probably is not.
So what is the show on? I know I watched it when it was on Netflix. Is it still there?
It's on Peacock.
Okay. Peacock's been sweeping up a lot of that stuff recently.
Yeah, HBO Max changed their name to Max. I'm just waiting to see what Peacock does, personally.
Gotcha. So what are your thoughts on, the characters? You got some favorites?
I don't know. They're all still so early.
Yeah.
Just because people talk about Parks and Rec around me all the time. I know where some of them end up going.
Okay.
But, the same people made The Office.
Yeah.
You can kind of already see that, Leslie is already what people would call, Michael Scott in his prime era. She started out there. In terms of her shenanigans and things she will say and do.
Yeah. So you have a relationship, a similarity between those two, for sure. Any others that you think have, this person reflects that person?
I mean, obviously, Jerry is the Toby of the Parks and Recreation Department.
Jerry's the Toby, but I don't feel like an audience reception.
No.
I feel like audience much prefers Jerry to Toby.
He is the Jerry if everyone joined Michael Scott in dunking on Toby as much as he did. And that makes him I feel that makes him more endeared to the general public.
Yeah.
When he made his mural and it was actually beautiful, and they were like, "Jerry, that sucks." I was like, "No, come on."
Don't be so mean to Jerry,
that
guys.
could have actually won you that mural contest.
Yeah, I feel like the amount of vitriol.
Oh my gosh, the worst I felt for Jerry was when they were doing that stupid game of trying to find out dirt on each other. Mm-hmm. And I think it was Mark.
Okay.
Mark walks in and says something like, "Jerry, I just found out your adopted mother went to jail for, I think it was possession of marijuana."
2/3 life crisis at that point.
The vitriol they have against Jerry, if he were to walk in and just murder them all, I would understand.
It's the amount of collective distaste the Parks and Rec department has for Jerry is the same amount that we got from Michael Scott alone to Toby.
Yes.
There was so much concentrated in Michael Scott
to
go against one person. So it kind of balances out, I guess.
It got spread. That was also the episode where it was found out that Tom's marriage to Wendy was a green card marriage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was the big thing that got revealed through Ron.
Mm-hmm. What would you say has been your favorite episode for everything you've seen so far?
Oh, I really do think it was the Pawnee Zoo, season 2, episode 1.
Bro, that one was incredible. Nice to attack.
What?
Penguin marriage.
The penguins, yeah. And then that turned into a whole thing.
It's you would expect that to happen. That is exactly how a small town like that would react to, both of these penguins are male.
I watched that and I was like, that is something Michael Scott would do.
Exactly. You can totally imagine him getting caught up so how do I react to this now? Do I go with public opinion? Do I move forward with this plan?
I think I've seen I've noticed a lot of the memes that people circulate and use are just from seasons 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. The Right to Jail from the Sister City episode is
Straight to jail.
Was all over TikTok for a while.
Yeah.
That went around. This is Derek and this is Derek's boyfriend Ben. That's a big meme.
Yeah.
And that's from season 2, episode 1, the Pawnee Zoo.
Yeah.
What else has there been? Running. I'm not counting running jokes. It's like they've introduced They introduced the Tammy thing.
Oh yeah.
Season 1.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
They want you to know about Tammy.
That episode with Tammy was insane.
Not House of an Encounter.
Yeah.
I know you're only 2 seasons in, which is what Parks and Rec has 7 total.
And I think the last season is like 4 episodes.
I think it's a shorter one, yeah, because it came out like a couple years after the previous season. I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So comparing it to, obviously we've already done this a little bit so far. Comparing it to like the first couple of seasons of The Office, what are your thoughts? Because obviously season 1 of The Office was a test run that had its problems.
Season 1 of The Office is so hard to get through.
Yeah.
Like, if you can make it through Diversity Day, I feel like you can make it through almost any episode.
Or Scott's Tots.
Yeah.
I know that one's a little bit later, but still, that's...
Yeah. I, to this day, have not rewatched Scott's Tots.
Only ever seen it once?
Yes.
That's a smart move, I think.
I've seen Dinner Party more than once.
I mean, yeah, there's a certain level to which Dinner Party is entertaining.
Yeah.
It's like it has its cringe, but it's still entertaining.
Like Scott's Tots, it just gives you such a cringe.
Yeah.
That you just can't.
It's bad. So, start of Parks and Rec, better or worse than The Office?
Better.
All right, now compare it to Office a bit more in its prime. Because you said most of the memes of Parks and Rec are coming from seasons 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Well, most of what people know of The Office is like seasons 3 to 5. Okay, that is a Mareep. That is not our encounter because Markiplier did not smash any of those Pokemon. We're just going to run away.
I know that there are some characters who have yet to enter Parks and Rec.
Mm-hmm.
And I know good old Mark Brandanowitz.
Oh, yeah?
Does not stick around. I'm finishing season 2. He hasn't left yet, but I don't think he's back in season 3. From what I've
it's been a bit since I saw Parks and Rec. I think I only ever watched it through once.
I hate Mark Brandanowitz.
Well, if he doesn't stick around, then you'll be golden.
Like, they went from Mark is this absolute trash person who uses women in season 1 to good guy Mark too quick. It didn't feel natural.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like he's putting on an act for Anne, where I am currently.
Right. Yeah, I am not a fan of Mark.
And Andy and Anne should not have remained together, obviously, because that was just...
Toxic. Yeah. And I mean, you probably have an inkling that Andy gets better, knowing some stuff about his character and what's to come.
When I've seen how he interacts with Leslie as, like, now the shoe shine boy. Like...
But at the beginning, that relationship was toxic for sure. What is with all these Mareep? I mean, I get it's a sheep ranch, but like there are other Pokemon here, please. Maybe the one I'm trying to catch. If we get a Riolu before we get a Pidove.
Andy is currently,
there it is. Okay, encounter.
April is currently on going after Andy. Clearly, in her very unique April way.
Yep.
And Andy being Andy is too dumb to realize.
Yep. Which, I mean, that's the fun about that. Oh my gosh, one growl, that little damage? I need to be careful not to crit this thing, but my goodness. I need to hit it at least one more time before I throw a Pokeball. Fingers crossed for this thing being super luck. I don't know what the odds of it are, but hey, crit me? Crit me? No. Okay, well. Doesn't mean it's not super luck, but we can hope. We'll see if we can catch this thing. But yeah, no, I mean, Andy develops into a very fun, interesting, comedy relief character in the comedy show. But, alright, Pidove is caught. What are we thinking for a name? We've got a normal flying type here.
Flying.
I think male Unpheasant get this, like, weird thing on its head, and I'm pretty sure it's pink. Do we think it's time for him to appear?
Alfred.
We want to do Wilford?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll hit him with the Wilford. Wilford, Mother-loving Wharfstash. We could name him Wharfstash. Do we want to do Wharfstash?
Let's name him Wharfstash.
Alright, we'll do Wharfstash.
The Wharf.
This controller is bugging me out. W-A-R-F. Actually, it is just enough letters for Wharfstash. This is kind of perfect.
Oh.
H-E. I can spell. Okay, cool. So we have P-Dub on lock, Super Luck, Super Luck, Super Luck. Good HP. Impish Nature, Super Luck. Sweet. Okay, now this is a bit strange because we have Super Luck but Impish, so it has lowered special attack. And obviously its better moves for using Super Luck is the moves that have that higher crit rate.
Yeah.
But, I mean, a crit on a physical move, even if it's not as likely than it would be for Air Cutter or Air Slash, is still going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
So, let's go heal up. Actually, let's not. Selena's level 7 and undamaged. I think Selena at level 7 can take on the Oshawott at level 8.
Alright.
You ready for it?
Let's do it.
Alright, let's go, Cram.
Crap.
Next boss battle is up. And just as a reminder, we fit the requirements for this one, but we are only implementing level restrictions for gyms and then the champion. So that'll be 9 tiers of level limits. Not for the random boss battles against our rival along the way, or other boss battles against anyone we might encounter that could be considered a boss battle. I think you have like Colress boss battles in this game, or battles against Zinzalin. Okay, this thing's doing tackle at 5 damage per hit. We are good to take a crit right now. Speed tie, interesting, but we don't want to bank on that. Tail whip. Okay, that probably puts us in crit could kill range, so I'm going to heal. I do not want to risk this right now. And we got 4 potions. Plus, a really helpful thing about this ranch is after you beat your rival, one of the ranch owners comes up and they offer you free healing.
Nice.
For the entire time you're in here, which makes this the optimal grinding spot. We will not have to leave. Okay, so it's dealing 8 damage. Obviously, it will take us out in the next hit. And it was a speed tie, so we're going to heal up one more time, land one more tackle, and we'll be good. And that'll put Selene up to level 8, which will be good. I want to say we're real close to getting Bug Bite, which will be helpful. Because that is a good, powerful stab move. Selene's a really good encounter for just this game as a whole, because the Elite Four is Psychic, Dark, Ghost, and Fighting types.
Yeah.
Bug resists fighting, is super effective on Psychic and Dark, and it doesn't really have anything good against Ghost, but I'm pretty sure Chantal has a Jellicent. Oh, 2 levels. I'll take that. Nice. And that Jellicent is obviously a water type, and will be weak to our grass type moves. So just having Levani going into that Elite Four could be really handy. Obviously, we'll be getting about 17 total encounters across this game, which means there's going to be a lot of routes and encounter areas we won't be able to get anything. But having one really good one, like our good friend Swaddle here, will be really helpful. Another good thing is the fact that us starting with Torchic gives us something good against the Dark type Elite Four member Grimsley. We'll have that fighting type ready to go. Obviously won't be good against any of the others. Psychic will be weak too. It can't hit the Ghost with any of its fighting moves. And then fighting type, it'll just be 1-to-1. But a lot of them are going to have rock or even worse ground type moves. So we will need to be careful of that. But this trainer just heals us up, which is really helpful. They also gave us a potion to replace the one we lost. So let's get some training done around here. There's a good 3 trainers to fight, which will be really nice to gather some experience off of. We do need to be cautious about that level limit. Selene is now level 9, so we're going to want to balance our levels. But we get everybody up to 13 and go into the gym, we should be fine. Sharon has 2 Pokemon, a Patrat and a Lillipup. And both of them like to use Workup, boost their attacking stats. So while we could use moves like Growl to lower those, it'll just be playing the back and forth game. Every time we lower their attack, they can raise it.
Yeah.
So unless we do it right at the top and they don't work up, it won't exactly be helpful. So we'll probably just have to play the kill things as quick as we can game.
Yeah.
I think Torchic against Patrat will work out great. It should be able to like two-shot it with a powerful move. Hopefully it gets Ember soon. Its special attack was pretty high. But then I think Swaddle against Lillipup is probably the move.
Yeah.
Because it'll have really good defense, and then we can either Bug Bite or even Razor Leaf it. I want to say it might have a Oran Berry, so if we can eat that with Bug Bite on turn 1, that'll at least shut it down if it does have one. If it doesn't, well, hey, we can actually get Oran Berries. As we head back to town to take on the gym, Alder is going to give us about 5 Oran Berries, so we can get everyone on the team to have one of those. As Purloin is using Assist, and it just used String Shot. Assist is a move that actually pulls a random move from someone else in your party, which tells me that the other Pokemon this trainer has is a Swaddle.
Probably.
So we're going to want to keep Wharf Stash in and be able to Gust and one-shot that thing. So that'll be handy for us. Hopefully taking these 2 down will get Wharf Stash up to level 8. We'll be able to go into the next couple of fights pretty quick here. Black 2 White 2 is a really interesting game in that it is probably the first one to introduce the villainous team in the game. Because if you didn't know, right here in Flockacy Ranch, you do encounter Team Plasma or Team Neoplasma. Because, Team Plasma got disbanded, and then some of the members said, no, we were doing the right thing, and then didn't disband and became Team Neoplasma. And then we actually see one of them trying to take the Herdier. That's what Hugh is looking for right now. That's what we're trying to help out with. Is trying to take that Herdier away. He gets frustrated, gives us the TM for frustration, fitting, and then runs away. But I cannot think of a Pokemon game where you encounter the evil team before the first gym.
No.
I mean, Team Rocket you encounter in the cave.
Yeah.
In Red and Blue. You don't encounter them until after the first gym in Pokemon Gold and Silver.
Yeah.
Oh, hold up. Ruby Sapphire. You encounter either Team Aqua or Magma, depending on your game, in the forest, headed to the first gym. So that's actually probably the first encounter, because that's farther away from you actually fighting the gym leader.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ruby Sapphire wins out. In Diamond Pearl Platinum, you encounter them for the first time, again, after the first gym.
Yep.
It's a pretty common time to meet them, it seems like. Black and White, you meet Team Plasma after the first gym again, first time you encounter them. X and Y, when do you meet Team Flare for the first time? 7 damage, okay. Watch out for crit, it'll kill at 14.
I do not recall when you first meet them.
You meet Lysander in your first time in Lumio City, but you don't actually fight any Team Plasma members at that point.
Well, Team Plasma's not in that game, but you know.
Flare, yeah, and that's literally what I said. Open your ears. So yeah, Flare's later on in that game. I'm trying to remember if you even fight them before the second gym. Oh no, you do. You go into the cave, remember? The Glittering Cave?
Yes, the Glittering Cave.
And you encounter your first Team Flare Grunt in there.
Yeah.
Sun and Moon, when do you encounter the Skull Grunts?
Is it one of your times that you run into?
I think it's the first time you get to Howley City, the big city on the first island.
Is it? I know they have a common thing for a while of chasing Lily and Nebby.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
I think it's one of the first times you see them chasing after those two.
Well, I think the first time you do encounter them is that encounter in Howley City.
Yeah.
You go down with Elima, the not gym leader, because there aren't gym leaders in that game, but the trial keeper for the first totem.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't want to keep Torchic in because its health is low, and sending in, our flying type against a Mareep is a bad idea, so we'll just let Celine take care of this. Lickety-split. No paralysis either, that's nice. That Mareep has static, which can suck. However, quite funny. Just walk right over here, and he was like, oh, here, I'll share something good with you. Gives you a Paralyze heal. The amount of times people in this game get paralyzed by that Mareep from static, then go back to the lady to heal, and then immediately turn around, walk up there, and find out you got that paralyzed heal right after. And we're just like, I could have saved myself
5 minutes.
5 whole seconds, really. Because it takes absolutely no time to get down here and heal up. So we've got... Wharf Stash is still level 8, so we'll flip that to the front. Right now we've got 5 levels we can gain on Wharf Stash and 3 on each of our other Mons. And there are no other location areas before the gym. There are only up to 4 Pokemon you can get before the first one. So we have everybody going into this first gym. So we'll just need to be sure to balance our levels and not take out too many wild Pokemon. We'll fight all the trainers before we kill any wilds. And then after all of our trainer fights are over, if we have spare room for experience, we can take some things out. But we don't want to get into a dangerous situation, so we'll avoid fighting any wild Pokemon until then. Going up against this Patrat, hopefully in the next couple of levels, Wharf Stash will... Hey, there's that Super Luck, baby! I tell you, that is one of the best abilities in this game. There are a few that are better, obviously, like huge power.
Yeah.
But just having Super Luck is so good. I'm actually going to stay in here. I could switch over to Celine, use Bug Bite, but I think Celine is... Well, for one, we actually do have a pair of trainers coming up, the next 2 we fight after this one. And this is when Alder helps teach you about type effectiveness. He will have you fight off against 2 trainers that use the elemental monkeys in Pokemon Black and White.
Yeah.
And they represent the one that your starter is good against, and then the one that you are weak to. So we will fight a Pansage and then a Panpour.
Yeah.
So I want to save a little bit of experience on Celine for that fight against Panpour, because Celine's going to be the one to do the best against it. This Psyduck hit us 1 time, so that is super easy. No healing necessary. We can just go back to the back, grab that TM for Frustration. Now, one thing that'll actually be real handy is that we actually get TMs for Frustration and Return super early on in this game. If you don't remember, Frustration is a TM that boosts damage the less your Pokemon like you, while Return boosts damage if your Pokemon do like you. And if their friendship is at max, it's actually a 102 base power normal type move. And that is really powerful, and it's got a fair amount of PP. Now, we'll be doing a lot of running around in this game, gaining levels, but Suwaddle and Azurill here, funny time for you to be popping up, are both friendship evolutions.
Yeah.
Now, Suwaddle evolves by friendship. So that means that when it evolves, we know Return is going to be getting us really good damage on all of our Pokemon. So at that point, once we've evolved Suwaddle, we know that everyone's friendship is going to be really high. We can teach Return to everyone and have a really good, just base 100 power normal type move. That's going to be great on Wharf Stash, who is now level 10, so I should actually probably switch back to Damien as my lead.
Yeah.
I just said I wasn't going to kill any wilds, but that wasn't too much experience. We still have 3, then 4, and 4 levels to gain before the gym. So, and we've got 2 trainers with 1 elemental monkey each. And then after that, we have 2 trainers in the gym. All right. Cram's going to go get them. And this is our first encounter with Team Neoplasma. You little pest. I'm a member of a group that strikes fear into the hearts of those who stand before it. Team Plasma. Ever heard of it? No. We're on the same page there.
No.
Really? We're the righteous group that's tried to conquer Nova 2 years ago, back in order to liberate Pokemon. Whatever. Fools will never understand us. Still, first I got lost chasing Herdier, and now some nosy kid caught me. Oh, this is your fault. Take this. He just bottles up his frustration and gives it to us. Honestly, that joke went over my head when I was a kid. I don't know how much of the dialogue I was reading, but he doesn't even fight us, which is hilarious. Your first encounter with the villainous team here does not include a battle. The first time you'll actually battle against Team Neoplasma Grunt in this game is actually after the second gym. They stop you from getting on the boat to head over to Castelia City. It's like you said, you played Black and White, right?
Yes.
And if you haven't played Black 2, White 2, all of these areas are actually totally new to the map. They did not exist in the original Black and White. And it's when we hop on the boat over to Castelia City that we finally get back into familiar territory. Because that Castelia City is the same one from Black and White with the same bug-type gym leader. Which, let it be known, we have a fire starter and a super luck Pidove. We're not going to struggle against his Swadloon or his Levani. That is going to be free. So a few other gyms we need to worry about more. Our first one here against the normal types, they're just strong base Pokemon. Oh, here's a little trick a lot of people don't know. They talk to the lady to try and get a healing. She says some line of dialogue, doesn't heal you. People assume she doesn't heal you after you get to her. You talk to her again, she will still heal you. So, if you're out there playing Black 2, White 2, didn't know that, if you want to keep grinding in Flockacy Ranch, you actually can do so. She will keep healing you, you just have to talk to her twice. But we're going to head back. Now that we've given the town map and settled everything with Cram, we are going to go ahead and fight off against these two trainers. Do we want to lead with Celine for both? The first one's going to have a grass type, so Bug Bite will be super effective. And then we'll go into the water type one, which won't be able to hurt us with Water Gun, really. We could lead with Damien, but Damien doesn't even have Ember, so it's not going to be good against Pansage. Well, let's lead with Celine, and we'll be good. That'll settle that. Alder says, oh, look, you found the town map. All right. You've gotten strong. He walks off, encourages you to come by his little faux trainer school here, which again, don't know why he has this going on right here when there's a trainer school opening up in our hometown. It's not like trainer schools are common in Pokemon. There's like one per game. And so this game suddenly has two places that are effectively trainer schools, but they're right next to each other. I don't get the point. So we fight off against this kid first. I'm pretty sure his Pansage here is going to be level 9, I want to say. Yep, level 9. Tell you, I have a little bit too much of a lot of these games memorized. But that knowledge is certainly going to help us out. I'll be intrigued to see how. First turn paralysis. It is a good thing that Alder heals you between fights. I do not want to be paralyzed going into the next one. It's not going to matter. It's still going to be an easy fight. But I don't like wasting my time. It's just more time of us sitting around here.
Yeah, because if we waste Dad's time,
Dad's going to get mad at us.
Yeah, Dad gets mad.
I don't like it when Dad gets mad.
No, me neither. He doesn't threaten to leave, though.
No, he just threatens to keep us here longer.
Exactly.
Alright, we are level 10 now. That's great. Almost level 11. And we will get level 11 from this next trainer.
How much of a dork that kid just was.
Honestly, yeah. A lot of the trainer sprites in Pokemon games are just dorks. I mean, this girl too. Ready for this? Ready for this?
Dork.
Look at that. She's just holding her backpack behind her back, like arms down like this. What is that about? What are you doing, child?
This may sound weird. She looks like she's into glitter. Like, she looks like the kid that if you ask her, oh, what'd you do this weekend? I made glitter slime. You know what I mean?
Bro, kids these days and their glitter slime, what's up with it? What is the obsession?
I don't know.
Come on!
Get absolutely right. But, you know what I mean?
Paralysis.
She looks like she'd be into slime and glitter.
Yeah, no, I get that vibe. But that's just kind of the vibe children have sometimes.
No, the kid before looked like it's like, oh, what do you want for your birthday? I want a calculator.
Okay, that's valid. 3 defense, dude. 3 defense.
He had a bowl cut and glasses. That has calculator kid written all over it.
Is that a type of kid? Calculator kid?
Yes.
There's a type of kid that's just, oh yeah, this is the calculator
kid. This is the kid who wants a calculator for Christmas.
You know what though?
Or they wear the little calculator watch.
Mm-hmm. That kid's gonna do great in math in like elementary school, middle school, high school. Mm. He's gonna take calculus his senior year. He'll do fine. And then he'll get to college and all of his math skills will erode. He's gonna like not even do math as his like job.
Yeah.
He's not going to become an engineer. He's not going to become a scientist. He's going to all of a sudden just
be bad at math.
Yeah, he'll just forget all of his math skills as he goes off and he becomes like a computer programmer.
Yeah.
And suddenly you just program the computer to do math for you and you just can't do any of the math on your own anymore.
Yep.
That's exactly what this kid's future is going to be. This kid's just Colress, but when he's a child.
We're dogging on some kid right now. And then I hope, kid, your wife, you're watching now, tell us you're watching.
Local calculator kid, comment down below. Did you want a calculator for Christmas?
And if you were a calculator kid, where are you now and how are you doing?
If you were one of those calculator kids, did you go on to major in computer science? We see you. We recognize you. I have a former roommate who was one of you. So, trust me. We see you. We recognize you. We appreciate it. Getting a quick save of the game here. Just want to make sure we don't lose any progress.
I think whenever we see a new sprite for a trainer, we have to give our just immediate vibe.
What is their vibe?
The vibe of the youngster in this game, rad as heck.
True.
They're rad.
The base youngster's rad.
They're rad.
So, yeah, okay, there's the youngster.
The youngster in this game no longer has the energy of I like shorts, they're comfy and easy to wear.
They do wear shorts, but they don't have the energy.
But they certainly stand like they're supposed to be on a skateboard. Also, why does Alder just hang out on cliffs? And he jumps down.
Bro's got broken knees. I don't know how he's walking. Like, that is not a short cliff jump.
No.
That is a massive jump.
That is several Alders tall.
Now, we did just get a set of Oran berries. I believe he gives us 5 in total, which is going to be really helpful going into this gym. Each one of those is a potential 10 HP healing, so if we take a hefty hit and we're not ready to kill, we can get a nice little heal up going. See, that is a tiny little cliff that's like maybe half your character's height.
That's a classic Pokemon cliff.
That's what you can jump over, and that's fine. What Alder's doing, I don't know how he does that.
He is. They were intending him to be superhero landing.
Yeah, no, I mean, look at that hair.
Like, he looks like he belongs in Naruto or some anime where they jump down like that and can just land.
You cannot say that Alder is not one of the better designed champions.
He is.
His, like, appearance is just, he's dripped.
He is.
Like, that's just truthful.
Leon is also, let's go through champions real quick. Leon, dripped.
Wait, hold on. Where are we starting Leon? He's Gen 8. We either start with 9 or we start with 1.
You said
we go progressive order.
You said dripped and I immediately thought of Leon.
So you just wanted to talk about who was dripped.
Yeah.
Okay, but we have to, like, do chronological, right? It's the only logical way.
So
hold up. Let me make sure I have the right Pokemon in the lead. Celine is not a good lead right now. Damien, hopefully we can take out these Pokemon without issue. I believe they both carry level 9 or 10, and each one of them has a Patrat and a Lillipup.
No, this is not our first appearance of Yo Champ in the making.
No, but it will be very soon. Because this is the trainer school, and the first gym in this game is the trainer school. Cool,
anyway.
X-Defend. Do you use item in battle? Not X-Defends.
No.
Here's a 1 level boost in defense. I mean, it can help, but I'm not going to use it. Normally at the trainer school, there's someone who gives you a, like, full heal. I forgot if that's in this game. Nope, just the X-Defend guy.
Nope.
So, you wanted to talk about Champ in the Making. This is very specifically Clyde the Gym Guide.
Yeah.
I specifically love Gen 5 for this, that they gave him a name, he introduces himself, and he is Clyde the Gym Guide.
In this letter,
and every game he gives you the fresh water for every gym.
In this lighting, he kind of looks like the Mario and Luigi, the Superstar games.
Okay.
It looks like Luigi's sprite. And
Luigi?
Yeah.
How does that look like Luigi?
We see the glasses.
Luigi doesn't wear glasses.
That's his mustache.
He doesn't have eyes. Yeah. Those glasses are sunglasses.
Yes.
The rest is a forehead. Where are his eyes?
You're familiar with Clyde. From where I'm sitting right now, it looks like green hat, and then the glasses are where the mustache is.
Sure.
And then his forehead is Luigi's giant nose.
All right, we are back to the youngster Pedro here. Like you said,
they're
the
rad.
youngsters do have a good vibe.
They're rad.
They're pretty cool.
They look like they're meant to be on a skateboard.
How have we gotten to level 9 with our Torchic and not gotten Ember? I would like a special stab move.
Because Mark is definitely...
Oh, we got a crit. Let's go.
Because Mark is definitely not a masochist. But that's why.
What does that have to do with anything here? Okay, we're in crit range. We're going to heal.
Mark would want to see if he could go this long without Ember.
Okay, well, I'm not Mark. I'm Chase, and I would like a special move that uses our special attack that dealt 10 damage.
Well, maybe we'll get...
Hold on, if we get crit, we're dead. I'm going to switch.
Maybe if we level up Damien once more, he will get the Ember.
That's the hope, anyways. At the very least, before level 13. Otherwise, we might not really be able to use him in this gym.
I'm just not looking forward to phallic chicken.
Okay, it took me a second. PETA was on the screen. I was trying to remember which of PETA's evolutions was the phallic chicken.
It's not PETA.
I was like, I don't think it is that bad. But yes, combustion is...
This is why whenever for years...
69 HP, or XP, nice.
This is why for years, whenever I had a Torchic, I would name him Phallic, or like Phallic Chicken if I could fit it. Something like that, just for that combustion. And then later, if it was available to me, I would pay to change the name of back to Blaziken.
Okay, so that Patrat was dealing 8 or 10 damage with its tackle. If the Lillipup does the same, it can still crit kill us, so I'm going to switch train here. Come on, I'm not going to stay in after a second Leer, because that's too dangerous for crits, but I think a crit with 1 Leer should be fine. Patrat only dealt 7 to Warp Stash, so we are not doing a lot of damage.
No, we're not.
And it's dealing half our health. If we heal, we can take another one, but we're just cycling the whole team here, spreading the XP around. I guess that's a good way not to overlevel anyone. If we just let Celine take it, obviously that would have been a lot of XP. 6 damage. This is what I'm talking about. I don't know why this grass bug type, I mean, I get it's swaddled up.
Yeah.
That's the point of the Pokemon. But they gave it such a good defense stat. I was stoked to see that this thing had improved defense for its nature, because it's going to be a bit of a tank. I mean, obviously, grass bug has a lot of weaknesses. Yeah. Ice, poison, flying, fire, rock. But it is going to be tanky if we're going up against something that doesn't have anything super effective. We just need to watch out for the spare aerial ace on a random Pokemon. But if we can avoid that, we should be alright.
Alright, back to Champion Drip.
Okay, right.
What was the name of the most recent champion who everyone kind of agreed was...
We're going backwards?
Yeah.
Okay, the champion in Gen 9 who uses Glamora...
Yeah, who everyone agreed
Gita.
Yeah,
Gita.
Everyone agreed she was absolute dog water of a champion.
Her team was just poorly designed.
Yeah.
She brings out King Gambit early in the fight and uses Kowtow Cleave, I think, which is a move that deals more damage based upon how many allies you've lost.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be the king sitting back, waiting to take his turn in the last move and deal a bunch of damage, but she brings him out early. And her last Pokemon is Glamora.
Yeah.
And Glamora has an ability, Toxic Debris, that when you hit it, spreads toxic spikes on the field.
And that should have been.
But that's the last Pokemon, and she doesn't use it first.
If she did that early, then yeah, you would have been.
Then suddenly, every time you switch, you're taking poison damage, or even badly poison if she gets 2 layers up, if you hit her twice, and it lives the first hit. Honestly, Gita...
Wait, hold on. Vibe?
The last Vibe's pretty good.
This is a Sailor Moon fan.
Yeah, I get that.
Anyway.
But yeah, if she gives it a focus sash, you can't one-shot it. She guarantees get those 2 layers of toxic spikes up. That could be super good.
Yeah,
and really annoying for a fight.
We're talking about Drip.
Right. Drip is what matters. Bad champion. We're not talking about that. Why are we doing so little with Scratch?
Correct me wrong, didn't she basically just wear a power suit?
It was basically a power suit. Okay, this thing can't do 14 damage with 1 hit, right? We can't get 1 shot from a crit. Okay, 3 Leers. I'm out of here. I am not playing this game with our starter. Look, we're dealing 1/6 of its health with every scratch. We really need to get something else to attack with. Our negative attack nature is really crippling Damien right now. I wonder if we'll be able to get it a good special attacking fighting move. Like, I don't think it gets Aura Sphere. I don't think it gets Vacuum Wave.
I mean, not without...
Focus Blast?
I mean, we'd have to use a TM.
Yeah.
To do some of those. Alright,
Though Black and White 2 does have a good set of move tutors. I don't remember what all are in those, but there could be something good there.
So Gita on a scale of 9 to 10.
Quick attack, let's go Warp Stash.
Scale of 9 to 10.
Hold on, Damien. Ember. Yes! Let's go. Thank you, Damien. Let's go back out to Damien. Let's let Damien take this Patrat with Ember. Gita, bad drip.
Bad drip.
If we're putting it on the tier ranking...
We'll call it a 5 out of 10.
Oh, we're doing out of 10? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the worst, I think, but not super good. So we're working backwards?
Yeah, so Leon.
Okay, Leon next.
Leon was absolutely dripped.
He was dripped, but I don't like the fact that he is stacked with advertisements. He's like selling his selling his body in advertisements.
I loved his cape being covered in them.
You like him being the walking advertisement, huh? We'll have to agree to disagree on the ranking for that one.
He's a champion. He's the most famous person.
I mean, I get it. Yeah, people would want to use him for advertising, but like, that doesn't mean I have to like that he's doing it.
It also fits his character so well.
That's true. I mean, the undefeated champion with his Charizard pose.
Let's talk about. So he had good drip as champion.
Okay.
His post champion.
F tier. 2 out of 10. Disgusting.
But champion.
He's literally wearing the like Marvel disguise of like the ball cap and sunglasses, and it's just like he's not blending in.
I for some reason remember it being basically a horse jockey attire.
Yeah, it looks a lot like that.
Like that's what I think of. Anyway, so champion drip, I'd say he's about a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, I thought you were going to go higher. I can agree with 7.5.
He's still wearing the the soccer-esque uniform. So he didn't really have anything unique there, so he was still like in a uniform.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I think about the whole...
He had a unique jersey, which was dope.
Like Pokemon Sword and Shield, your gym matches are in like a giant soccer stadium because it's the UK. It was cool. I kind of liked the cheering, but it felt almost a little overdone.
I thought
the trainers' battle uniforms being soccer jerseys was starting to wear on me by the end of the game.
But just the vibe of like, this is how big Pokemon is in this
region of Galar.
Like that, just someone taking on the gym challenge is a huge deal.
The memes about the guy trying to go to sleep, but somebody's doing a gym battle at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Just the music playing in the background. Oh my gosh, so good. So Gen 7. So there are 2 champions.
We were the first champion.
So you're technically the first champion in Sun and Moon, but you fight Kukui.
Yes.
And in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, you fight Hal.
Yeah.
Hal, F tier drip. Absolute garbage. Kukui?
1 out of 10.
Kukui with the open lab coat.
And his wrestler attire.
He was the Masked Royale. No, he wasn't. He was not the Masked Royale.
Okay.
Who is the Masked Royale? I wish we knew.
Fine. Kukui with his open, with his shorts and his open jacket. That's an 8 out of 10 on drip.
Yeah. Very, very smooth Kukui.
For being a professor, he was dripped out.
Yes, for sure.
Working our way backwards once more. Champion of...
X and Y is Diantha, our second female champion.
Oh, I don't remember
or third, technically, after Iris.
Oh, I don't remember what she looked like.
She was the actress lady, carries around the purse. Her ace is Mega Gardevoir.
Okay, yeah.
Hers was fine.
Yeah.
But as someone who's an actress going around trying to Lysander's whole thing was, we want to kind of end the world so that only that which is beautiful remains, and he's talking about her and her beauty. She was not really dripped for someone who's supposed to be this fancy, well-known actress.
You'd
expect her to be better.
I give it a 6.
Really?
I give it a 6 out of 10.
I gotta go lower than our first ranking of Geeta.
Okay,
you have to expect it to be better. At least Geeta kind of gave off girl boss vibes.
She gave off pantsuit vibes.
So I probably have to go 4 for Diantha. It was unfortunate.
That makes sense, yeah. Alright, so Diantha.
Then not X and Y, Black and White, and Black and White 2 have different champions.
Yeah.
So starting with
Alder.
Okay, starting with Alder.
First.
Alder's got just the body. He's got so the dripped. Old man, but his hair is on point.
So dripped.
Very good. I gotta give him an 8.
I gotta go with 8.5.
Yeah, he's real good. Now, technically, he loses to N. Yeah. And for a short time, N is champion. So let's rank champion N.
Okay. What does champion N look like?
He's got the hat, his green hair, pretty blue eyes, kind of just long khaki pants.
Just the clothes. We're talking about clothes mainly.
Yeah.
Don't remember the clothes that well. And I think for that, I'm gonna.
He's got like this. Oh, you remember his like chain on his pants with the like Rubik's Cube looking thing?
Yeah.
That was cool.
Okay.
That was cool.
All right. I give him a 6.
I think 6.5, 7.
Yeah.
Like,
Nothing
it's one
slower.
piece of the outfit that looks really good.
Yeah. All right.
Whole put together, not so much.
Let's.
And then Champion Iris for Black and White 2. Let's not forget Iris because she rocks out like pink dress, crown on.
Yeah.
She comes out of nowhere.
She gives it. I get 8.59.
Yeah, I'd probably go 9 for her because she just pops in and decides, oh yeah, I'm here. I'm like, how old do we think Iris is in Black and White? Like 15, 16?
Yeah.
She's on the younger side, easily a teenager. And so she rolls up, 17, 18 years old, and it's just like, what's up? I'm here. I'm the champion. I pushed myself. Deal with it.
Yeah.
And I love that vibe for her.
Now we're back to Gen 4.
Oh, yeah.
Cynthia. 10.
Is there any question?
10.
Cynthia, 10. No question. The black suit pulls it off better than Gita.
She gives off pantsuit vibe, but she goes the extra mile with the pantsuit vibe.
She gives off a good pantsuit vibe.
Yeah.
A lot of pantsuit vibes are atrocious.
Yeah.
But she makes it work.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Plus, just in terms of, like, champions that do things.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta love Cynthia going around the region, engaging in her research. And still doing all that while being champion.
Yeah.
She has the cool, oh, yeah, you made it to the champions room. You knew it was me, right? When you've already encountered and talked to her, like, 4 or 5 times during the game.
Yeah.
Most of the other champions are just sitting back the whole time. Like, you'll talk to him a few times, but...
The only one I would say, aside from Cynthia, who was super involved, was Leon.
You, like, talked to him once?
I'm talking in terms of, like...
At the beginning?
I'm talking in terms of, like, overworld doing stuff.
I mean, he does tell you, hey, this Dynamax thing is going crazy around the world.
Yeah,
you need to, like,
he stops it.
Keep doing your gym challenge. I'm going to take care of it myself.
Yeah.
And he does go down. He talks with Champion Rose.
Yeah.
I'd say Lance is really good, though. Because Lance comes in and helps you bust up Team Rocket in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Gold, and Silver.
Gosh, I forgot about Lance.
Yeah, Lance is like, oh, yeah, no, I'm here. I'm doing stuff.
We'll get to it.
Keeping that trend going just real fast. Gary, you just fight him a lot, but he's not, like, saving the world. He's not champion the whole time, though. Yeah. Then you have Steven. You encounter him a few times. He gives you some advice, but I don't think he comes alongside you and helps you take down.
No.
He gives you, like, he's your guy in the chair for taking down Team Aqua and Team Magma.
Yeah.
But that is just guy in the chair. Not as good as Lance, but better than your average.
Yeah. I'm starting to not remember the picture. Dad, can you hand me my phone? So we can actually have solid.
Dad.
Father.
Dad.
Thanks, Dad. Okay.
Where did that come from?
The void.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I just kind of saw the phone up here.
Dad's void.
The void of Dad.
All right.
Not devoid of Dad. The void. THE. We are not devoid of Dad. DE void.
We arguably have too much Dad.
I'd say we have a surplus of Dad.
Yeah. All right. What? All right. Who? Gen 3 was. Oh gosh, who was Gen 3?
Gen 3 was Steven and Wallace.
Steven and Wallace.
So Steven is what, like business suit? He's like wearing like if you're going into the office for the day. Is that what Steven? Yeah. Like it's kind of a vibe. It's drippy.
Yeah.
But it's not what I expect on a champion.
Alright. Yeah.
Wallace has literal drip. Like, he is a water type champion. One of the few champions to have a typing theme. I mean, Lance has dragon, Iris has dragon. But he's one of the only champions to have a type theme that is not dragon. His type theme is water. Which,
when you look at...
people make jokes. Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, 7.8 out of 10, too much water. That's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Wallace had enough Pokemon to make an entire team of water types and be champion. There are a lot of routes in that game that are just surfing routes. Look, I might not say 7.8 out of 10 too much water, but I think the too much water comment is a little bit valid.
So Steven, I'm going to give Steven a 6.
Bye-bye, Riolu. If Markiplier had smashed Lucario, I would have loved to have gotten you as our encounter.
Gosh, I know.
I mean, we got PETA first in the area, so it wouldn't have happened. But it is crazy that this game just decides, oh yeah, the third place you can get a random encounter has a 5% chance of it being a real Lou.
Yeah.
Like, if you're that 5% player, that's so cool.
I'm going to give Steven 7.
It's drippy. I'd say, like, 6, just because it's not what I expect of a champion.
If the pants continued some of this pattern work we had going on,
okay,
I think it'd be an 8. But he's also got this nice big ascot of the red that breaks up the purple a lot.
That's true.
So
it does help cut the outfit in half.
He knows how to coordinate.
Mm-hmm.
Or whoever Dresden does. Wallace on the other hand. Oh man, drip wise, I'm gonna give it a 6.
I mean, I think that's kind of valid. It's not the best put together outfit, but he's clearly trying.
It has disco.
I just don't know why they decided it's
giving disco.
Yeah. I don't know why they decided we've had Blue or Gary as your champion. We've had Lance and we've had Steven, and all of them have been like either a young boy, a manly man for Lance, and then like Steven. I don't know why they decided, okay, cool, 4th champion needs to be a femboy.
Yeah.
Just okay,
right.
That's what we're doing for the next one. We had the femboy champion before we had the first female champion.
Now Lance on the other hand.
Lance has the cape?
Yeah.
That man's no lower than a 9, right?
That's a 9.
Like, he's got the power suit, he's got the power stance, and the cape on top.
The color coordination. He's got the orange and he's got orange and blue for his suit, which breaks it up super nice.
And then the red for the back of his cape.
The red cape.
If you know, like, red and blue are the combined colors that represents the dragon type. And so he's, like, fitting his type to his...
He's even got the orange on his boots, continuing it, and on the cuffs.
Yeah. It's like it's a put-together outfit.
Yeah, man's drip.
He's probably our most... And yeah, the like gold silver artwork's probably not as cool as the Heart Gold Soul Silver. Yeah. But that's just the thing about remakes. You tend to get better looking designs.
Yeah.
Bro, better looking designs in remakes. Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, Maxie and Archie compared to the original. What the heck was Game Freak on making those upgrades? I have never seen two people have a better glow up than Maxie and Archie in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
We gotta do Gary and Red, because remember, Red was... Red
is the champion of Kanto in Gold Silver, Heart Gold Soul Silver. So yeah, we do have to rate Red. Red's literally just wearing jeans and a t-shirt. It's not that drippy.
Same thing goes for Gary.
He's a cool champion, and yeah, I mean, I gotta give Gary a little bit higher for dressing up a little bit. The red or the fire red leaf green art isn't quite as good as his like khakis and like black shirt that comes with him in some later games.
I would give Red. It's an iconic look.
It is. It's iconic, but it's only drippy because it's iconic. It wasn't drippy because it's drippy, you know?
Yeah. I'm going to give Red a 6.5.
I gotta give middle of the road 5. Gary I can give like a 6.5 too.
Yeah.
Because he can step it up.
Now, I will say, they did not get better for their Sun and Moon appearance.
Oh no.
They did not.
They aged.
Yeah.
But they did not age in their knowledge of how to dress.
Red is still dressing like his mom picks out his clothes.
Oh yeah.
He has remember how Danny Fenton had just the red like circle?
Yes.
He looks
like red cuff and then around the neck.
He looks like Danny Fenton put on a hat. That's what it is.
Yo, Red, he was just 14 when his parents built a very strange machine.
When his dad disappeared and went on a journey.
We have still 9 generations of Pokemon. Never once
met Dad.
Got a father. Dad. Every single game just has Mom. Where's Dad? Oh, hi Dad. So that's where Dad is. Do you think Dad is the dad of all the Pokemon characters?
No, I think Dad, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Dad, whenever you see an absent father in media, or like
Zero attack? We really are a special attacker.
I feel like whenever we see a piece of media where a character does not have a dad but has a mom, I think that just tells us that dad consumed that dad to become the all dad.
You mean has a mom, not a dad? You said has a dad, not a mom.
Oh, sorry. Yes, when there is a mother but no father. So Pokemon, dad consumed them to become the all dad.
Do you think we'll see the continued erasure of dads in video games as dad continues to eat them all? Dad, what are your plans for the video game industry? That's terrifying. You can't just say that when the microphone can pick you up.
Can't do that, Dad. It's just not. It's just not ethical.
Is it technically legal? Yes. Ethical? No.
In some continents, yes. Who's here?
On what regard?
I feel like the boys get worse for a little bit. Okay.
Okay, Dad brought our faces back. I think we did something to appease him.
I don't think Brendan has drip.
Okay, but you're looking... Oh, no, come on. The Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire version. That's the right one.
No.
You don't think that's drip?
No. He looks like he's about to go on a bike ride.
Yeah, he is.
He's a cyclist.
That's... All the characters in Pokemon games get bikes.
Yeah, but he looks like a dork. His stupid...
You think Ethan's drip, you think Gold's drip is better?
Yes.
He's so basic.
Look, there's no denying that after Gen 3 we get infinitely better.
I mean, that's true. Especially the Gen 5s.
Gen 4.
Okay, Gen 4, it's worse, I think, for the Diamond and Pearl version, but what we're seeing right here is the Platinum one.
Platinum is
because
better.
Platinum suddenly came in and said, oh yeah, no, way more of this region is snowy.
Yeah.
And so he's actually prepared for the snow.
Yeah, meanwhile...
And it's like, I kind of like his okay, yeah, it's a cold region drip.
Meanwhile, I think Gen 5, Black and White, my favorite.
I mean, just across the board, it's super
so good.
Hubert, which is the guy for, I think, Black and White.
Yeah.
And then Nate is Black and White too, so the one we're playing right now.
Yeah.
Hubert's good, 6, 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Nate might be one of the drippiest male protagonists, right?
I definitely think it's partially due to his hairdo.
His hairdo with the visor is super cool.
Yeah.
He's got the leggings on under the shorts, the short sleeve shirt with the undershirt. He's got layers.
Meanwhile, Gen 6...
Callum is disgusting.
He looks like he's trying to be too cool. And when you go on a Pokemon adventure, you have to accept that you're not cool. You're not as cool as he thinks he is.
When you go on a Pokemon adventure, you're not cool?
He's not.
What are we doing?
We're not cool.
Oh, man. I thought I was cool.
He looks like he thinks he's so cool.
Oh, yeah, he's doing hand over the shoulder thing. What's up? But,
it's not cool.
It's not cool.
And then Gen 7, it's alright.
Yeah.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, and honestly at that point, let's see, Gen 8, I forget what the base character looks like. Can we all agree that the worst is Gen 9? You're stuck in your school uniform the entire game.
Yeah.
They introduced character customization and the ability to change clothes in Gen 6, so they gave us basic elements. If you want, you can change it. That's fine. But suddenly that character customization is only your face. Yeah, Gen 8 was pretty bad. The guy's really bad. The girl's not that bad, but...
Yeah, Gen 8 was pretty rough.
And then Gen 9, for both of them, is the worst. We didn't do the girls, though, for Gens 1, 2, so let's get back on that one.
Yeah.
Because I think the girls across the board are probably better.
Girls didn't come in until Gen 2.
Right.
So
the first one we have is... they have Lyra, good. So, Crystal...
Yeah.
Okay.
It's alright. I think Gen 3 girl drip is better than the guy drip.
That's fair. May is... I mean, they've got fairly similar outfits, but May's is pretty good.
Yeah. I mean... We're gonna Dawn.
You're skipping right over Leaf?
Oh.
Or green.
I mean,
I forget what the official term is.
yeah. Green. It's alright. It's not mind-blowing.
Yeah, she's there.
It mimics how red is basic.
Yeah.
It has a...
It's like good matching, but other than that.
Yeah, it mimics how basic he is. Alright, now we're at Dawn.
Dawn, once again,
Yeah.
prepared for the cold weather. Despite wearing the
yeah.
skirt, she's still got the scarf and the hat on.
Yeah.
The long leg warmers, I guess.
Socks.
Socks? Those are
Socks.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not the best. Probably across the girls' strip, middle of the road.
Yeah, I'd say... Gosh.
I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts on Lyra.
You know the Raggedy Ann dolls?
Yes.
She looks like a Raggedy Ann doll.
Okay.
She's dressed like one.
She kind of does. But does she not make it work?
She does.
I surprisingly like Lyra's outfit.
She does, but it's giving Raggedy Ann.
That's valid.
Yeah.
And then we have Gen 5 girls, which...
First Gen 5 girl, rad as heck. This is your tomboy best friend from elementary school.
I mean, literally, because this was the first game where you couldn't name your rivals.
Yeah.
It's introduced, oh yeah, no, this is Charon and this is Bianca. They are literally three best friends from childhood. Yeah. You're either Hubert or you're Hilda here, and Hilda's literally your childhood best friend, the tomboy of the three.
Yeah. And then we have...
Rosa.
Rosa. She's the originator of a very good meme template of the focusing on the wrong part of an image.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the origin of this, yeah. I do think, however, her drip is kind of bad. She's got Leia buns maximized to like 10.
But she's not in the bottom half.
No.
It's like...
she's not bad, but it ain't good.
Like, she doesn't beat out Hilda. I don't think she beats out Lyra.
No.
But she's still in the upper half.
Yeah.
Because there are a couple here that are pretty not good.
Now we're on to arguably probably one of the best.
Yeah. I mean, it's known from the anime alone that Serena's a fashionista. The point being, hey, it's Gen 6 and we have character customization. Change your clothes. But her base outfit is still really good.
Yeah.
She got it from her mother, Gloria.
Gen 7.
Bad.
Bad, and the reason I hate
the guy is somehow better. It's one of the few times the guy's drip is better than the girl's.
The reason I hate it is the hat. It looks like a chicken.
I'm like, what is that hat doing?
I think it's meant to be some sort of undersea or under ocean flower. Because
I guess you got to see that.
The big thing was Hawaii. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what it's meant to be. But yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. And then obviously we talked about the Galar girl, which is better than the Galar guy. It's fine, and then obviously Gen 9 for either is the worst.
It has more of a cozy vibe. More of a cozy hiker vibe.
Yeah.
This is just bad. The guy is just bad.
What?
He knows.
At least I get the Galar girl's hat. What's the guy's hat?
That's
knows. Probably the worst hat we have, right?
He knows he looks bad, too.
He's like, oh man, I'm sorry about that.
What?
I didn't mean to offend your eyes with my presence.
Oh, we could talk. When they went.
Oh yeah, the Crown Tundra DLC.
I do think.
His own drip.
Better.
Finally happened. 1 HP. Celine, your HP IVs aren't super good, but your defenses are clocking in pretty well.
So. I think this is a great look.
Yeah, honestly, both the Crown Tundra and the Isle of Armor outfits are pretty good.
They're pretty solid.
I don't get the guy's hair for the Isle of Armor DLC. Yeah. The girls rocks out, and then both of them in these snow suits actually look really good.
Yeah, it's a snowsuit.
It's somehow that works out really well for them. So
yeah, no, I think across the board. Oh, here's looks like this is original Brendan.
Yeah, original Brendan May.
I like original Brendan a lot more than I like Omega Ruby. What? I will agree. Pants are kind of rough. He's wearing pants and shorts, but I do like it better.
Sometimes you disgust me.
Many times you disgust me. Hold on.
What have you found?
Someone on Reddit made a post with 4 quadrants and whether or not the Pokemon playable characters are authoritarian right, libertarian right.
Oh my gosh! It's the
left.
political compass. Okay, hold on. I need to take a look at this. We're quick pause on the gameplay here. Okay, Gower Girl, authoritarian right, totally checks out. Red, hyper-authoritarian, I see. Gower Guy, economic right, but not authoritarian, seems right. Absolutely Rosa as libertarian right. She's a free spirit. Both of the Alola being libertarian, I see. Gold confuses me a little bit. I kind of get the vibe of a little bit libertarian, a little bit economic left for both of the Gen 5 playable characters. Economic left for May, I guess I can see. Leaf and Lucas.
Yeah.
Authoritarian left? Interesting. I love Nate. Just right smack dab in the middle. He's just like, yeah, no, I'm here. I don't have political opinions.
Yeah.
I'm here to, like, catch Pokemon and beat the champion.
With that hair, I mean, I don't think he has political opinions.
Look at this face. Look at this face. Does that look like the face who's thinking about politics to you?
There are no thoughts between those eyes.
The thoughts are, alright, time to go battle Sharon with my Pokemon. Yeah, we are at that point. I have everybody up to level 13. I'm going to give everyone an Oranberry real quick. Now, one interesting thing about this battle is that I believe Charon's Lillipup, his ace, has pickup. Meaning if we eat an Oranberry, it will pick that Oranberry up and can use it itself. However, this is probably fine because if we're planning to use Celine against Lillipup, we just get to Bug Bite it away. Yeah. If it doesn't eat it immediately, which I forget how that works. So Celine rocking out 20 attack for Bug Bite with Swarm. So if it gets hit by a strong move, has low HP, and then gets the Swarm boost on Bug Bite, could be really handy. That Swarm is going to kick in when I'm about on 12 or 11 HP, because it's 1/3. So that'll be important to remember. Wharfstash is our backup. 20 defense is pretty good because of that impish nature. And obviously now that we have quick attack, we can switch in and steal a kill if it's on the enemy's on low HP. So that could be really handy, but he's our backup in case we need him. And then we have Damien. 25 special attack is our highest attacking stat. Good speed with Ember, ready to go with that stab. And again, if we hit 12 HP, Blaze will activate and give us a boost to that Ember damage. So my strategy going in, I want the highest defense Pokemon, Celine, ready to go against Lillipup. That way, it'll take as little damage as possible because the other defenses are 20 and 16. We really don't want Damien in against the Lillipup. But I think he can take out the Patrat just fine. 2-3 hits.
He's close to it.
Wharfstash will be alright. Obviously, they don't have any special moves, so using the relatively higher defense Wharfstash could be a good move. I'm just worried about, well, let's see. 1 more HP, 2 less attack, 4 more defense, higher speed, super luck, and quick attack is the same base power as Ember. While Torchic is going to do more damage, it's going to be like 1-2 points.
Yeah.
I think we start Wharfstash against Patrat. I think it has a better chance just because of that higher defense.
Sure.
And that super luck could kick in really well.
Yeah.
Again, if Damien gets into Blaze range, that can help.
Yeah.
But unless it gets down that low, and then we've also given it Oranberry. So if it eats that berry and takes us out of Blaze range, that could be a bit unfortunate. So I'm going to start Wharfstash and then use Celine against Lillipup. And I guess Damien is our fallback if something goes wrong here.
Yeah.
But this feels strange because I want Wharfstash to be able to come in and take 1 hit and then clean up. Do I want to keep that or do I want to risk him taking damage early on?
I say start with Wharf Dash.
Alright. We'll go in and we'll kick this off. It is time for our first gym battle. And as always, save the game beforehand. And we never stand in front. And we never stand behind the gym leader. Before the battle takes place, we don't know who the winner will be, so we stand beside them as equals. The winner to be determined. Let's go! Tap, tap, tap. Just as this is your first gym challenge, this is my first Pokemon battle as a gym leader. Let's both do our best and have a battle we can be proud of.
Alright.
Classic step into Gen 5 music goes hard. Hold on for a second. I just love Gen 5 music.
Alright.
The gym leader theme especially.
Alright. Charon, Basil Spritalone, kind of a narc.
I mean, he like literally is.
Yeah, narc. Total narc. Dang.
Super luck, turn 1 crit, baby. Let's go. And Patrat is not gone yet because he used a potion. But we can kill it in 2 hits, and it can't hit us because we get quick attack. So it still only gets to land that 1 hit. Now that's dealing 9 damage with an 11 on its level, so we can expect more damage coming from the Patrat 2 levels higher with, I believe, a higher attack stat. But we're going to switch over to Celine. We are not playing on set mode. We play shift just because, hey, you're pretty new to this Nuzlocke thing. I'm pretty new. We're already playing with a level cap, so I think it's fine to play set for us. As we get better, if we do more Nuzlocke challenges, we can see about changing it. Okay, there's that danger workup right there. That's going to increase his attack stat. So we want to hopefully take him out in 2 hits would be ideal. Okay, 3 hits it is. We can still take this hit pretty well. Okay, that is crit range though. Right now it's dealing 13 damage.
We have
26 defense. Damien is 10 less defense. Switching in Damien, it might 2-shot.
Yeah.
Do we want to switch over to Wharf Stash and go for the quick attack cleanup? I don't remember if Charon has an extra potion or not.
Let's try it.
We want to switch?
Yeah.
Alright, now switch into Wharf Stash. It's going to take more than 13 damage though. It's going to put Wharf Stash into kill range. And if it crits, it might kill Wharf Stash.
Yeah.
If we heal, we just sort of reset the timer. So if we go to Wharf Stash, we risk a crit killing, but we do the same if we stay in with Celine. Did we outspeed? We didn't outspeed with Celine, right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it worked up right off the bat and then hit us and then we hit it. Crits kill either of us. Damien, let's see. We can expect it to deal 15, 16 damage to Damien.
Yeah.
With 10 less defense, I'm really worried about that crit just one-shotting us. Wharf Stash can guarantee go first, but if he heals, we're in a bad situation with Wharf Stash.
Yeah.
Because it's going to 2-shot us from there.
I say we take the gamble of putting Wharf Stash in with the outspeeding.
Okay. We want to guarantee get a hit. We're banking not on a crit for Wharf Stash and then quick attack killing.
Yeah.
All right, let's try it.
Father? Yeah.
Dad has given us a message from above. And the answer is yes, Dad. We're good. Thank you for your concern. Okay, so we didn't get crit.
Yep.
Oranberry healed us up. A crit would still maybe kill from this range, but I fully believe this quick attack's taking it out. He did not heal, and we're good. And we crit again. Wharf Stash attacked twice in this battle, or no, because it attacked the Lillipup 3 times. He attacked 4 times in this battle and crit twice. That is the power of Super Luck. I am stoked to have Wharf Stash on the team. Alright, so that finishes up our battle here. We get the basic badge.
So basic.
I find it funny how we've now gotten to the point where badge names... Did we skip over badge names in Gen 9? I feel like badges don't have names anymore. Because they just ran out of names. Am I crazy?
Was Gen 9 where you were trying to complete the circle?
That's 8.
That's 8?
I forget what the Gen 9 gym situation is like.
Did you Well, Gen 9, it was like there was gyms, there was challenges, there was...
Because you like take it's like gym challenge completed, and then you take a photo with the gym leader.
I think it's...
Because I remember taking like the photo with Iono and her doing her like classic pose.
Yeah, I think it might have been... Yeah, I think it was just the photos.
Dang, that's
I
wild.
could be wrong, but I think it was the photos.
So yeah, if you're not getting gym badges anymore, it's not surprising, given there's just not... I mean, how many times can you rename a badge for a grass-type gym leader?
Yeah.
Like, what is Brassius going to name his gym badge? The Thorn badge? The Pain badge?
I mean, Thorn badge does sound pretty cool, though.
I mean, it does. But I said it as a joke right off the bat, and
it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Out of nowhere,
We should probably start paying attention to the story as we go along.
Professor Juniper says, wow, isn't it crazy? This is like that call we had all those years ago, except it wasn't this guy, Nate. It was Hubert or Hilda, whoever you played in that game. I guess if it's your first time playing, you kind of want to track what's going on with the story. Well, here's Cram.
Yeah, especially...
Are you the gym leader? 1, 2, 3, let's battle! You look like a tough trainer. Understood. Please come into my Pokemon gym.
Yeah, as we get further past...
What was that weak answer? I'm definitely gonna take you down!
As we get further past like the first gym, we should start paying attention to more of what they're saying.
It'll be important as we get in because I have only beaten this game so many times. Who cares about turning the sea gear on? We're not gonna do anything with it. No, check it out. Go. Good, we're free. There's another gym in Burbank City, on the other side of Flockacy Town. Alright, so I'm going to heal us up. We now have the TM for workup and return.
Yeah.
And that will be helpful to have if we want to boost our attacking stats or utilize the power of return. I'd assume by now the friendship we have with our Pokemon should make return more powerful than tackle or scratch.
Okay, yeah.
Now, quick attack's still good to keep on our friend Wharfstash because it goes first. It's a quick attack. But getting return on everyone at this point is probably a good move.
It's a physical, so it won't be super great.
And we don't want to get rid of Gust. I think Leer lowers the defense, which is going to let us hit harder, but I think keeping Growl is probably the better move to lower the opponent's attacking stat.
Yes.
So we'll get rid of Leer on Wharfstash. Damien will also grab this, and we're just going to put return on everyone. I'm going to replace Scratch and Tackle, because I assume by now it's got to be more damage. And if it's not, oops. Damien, I want to keep Growl, again, same as Wharfstash, it could be handy. And while I'm not liable to ever use String Shot on Celine, we don't have to do anything, because it has a free move slot. Though it will get Razor Leaf relatively soon. And Workup can only go to Wharfstash. Do we think getting Workup on this is going to be helpful?
I don't know.
Because this will boost our attacking stats. Yeah. So if we want to Work Up, then Quick Attack or Return, could deal a lot of damage.
Well,
but I think the only move worth getting rid of is Growl.
Well, does Work Up work once? Is it special or physical?
Both. Both physical and special, so it can help out our Gust.
I think for now, let's keep him as is.
Keep him as is. Alright, cool. Well then, we will not be taking a new move. Oh my gosh. Should a new move be deleted? No. Give up on learning the move Workup? I hate this. It's literally Gabora all over again.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here tapping B and trying my best, but... Well, we've beaten the gym leader, so we'll hit the save button. And then we'll be headed over to Gym 2. Now, Gym 2 against Roxy is a Poison-type gym leader, so our team doesn't exactly do super well.
Nope.
But I think we've probably gone on long enough right now, so we're going to leave that second gym for next time. We'll be headed over to Burbank City. Well, first we've got to finish off the second half of Route 20.
Yeah.
And we'll get over to the Burbank Complex, where there is a new encounter waiting for us. And something that's really going to help us with our Poison-type weakness on our team. Honestly, a Pokemon that can probably ace the next gym by itself. So I'm certainly looking forward to it. But for now, we're going to call it there. This has been the first episode of the Pokemon Black 2 Marklocke. And altogether, I think that's just whack. See you next time.